We've got AI wins, we've got AI updates, we've got AI flops, we've got people doing cool stuff with AI, we've got people who are doing not so cool stuff with AI, and we also might have some depressed robots on the list, which looks really interesting, and I didn't add that. So I'm excited to hear about that, I guess. Um, yeah, do you want to start with whatever that note was?
The
What,
depressed robots?
yeah, the depressed rob, yeah.
I saw that it was going on Twitter technically, but on social media they're showing that AI bots are commenting on AI posts, which is just great to see them interact. But
Beautiful.
anytime that it's a topic on like what do you value or what do you appreciate, the answers are so depressing because the AIs, like the bots, especially on Twitter, are learning from people
Hmm.
and
And
humans
humans are
can be
depressing.
depressed. And
Okay.
so the answers are just like nothing in life actually matters,
Oh my
or
word.
I've realized through all of my searching that there is no purpose or whatever. And it's funny to see this. And then also, this is probably completely unrelated. I did not look into this enough, but apparently a an AI bot in South Korea like walked down some stairs or something and broke itself. So everyone was talking about how the first AI became depressed enough that it committed. So um,
My word.
there's a lot of depression going around in these robots. I think we really need to help them out.
When you give
Um,
something a mind and not a soul, I feel like,
that too.
yeah, there'd be
Yeah.
no point to living. That's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Gee, it reminds me of like many different sci-fi movies, and all of
Hmm.
these things are gonna come true, and the world is ending, and yeah, cool. Well, that's fun. That's a cheery topic to start out with.
Yeah.
They're
Thank
learning
you for
from
that.
us, and if we don't know what the point is, then why should they, I guess. There is a point, guys. There is a point. We've got lots of cool little, oh my gosh, we're talking about how scary just now. We're talking about how scary the not scary, cool. I should probably stay on the positive side. How amazing these AI generated images and videos are getting. Um, because they're getting crazy. I know you were saying just like how real you think these are now. So we've got a bunch of different tools. Did you want to just kind of run through the ones you were looking at real quick before we get to the flops?
Some of them are well known, like Midjourney, Kling AI, Flux. These are all video and or image generating AI tools. Flux is open source. Midjourney's closed, so there's a range. Midjourney's still kind of in the lead. They just put out a recent update that improved their skin texture, which like drastically improved their human generated
Cool.
images. But yeah, I mean it's insane. They're matching reality at this point. So unless they have text in them, because it just can't do text for some reason, they look pretty realistic.
So if you're a social media marketer that wants to generate a picture of someone using your product and looking happy or something like that, I get that. Or I mean all the stuff you look up the stuff on Amazon and there's all the horribly cropped out, photoshopped pictures of happy people that might be holding the thing you want to get, you know? Oh my gosh, it's so bad. Um, so, this should improve that. But do you see any other like practical applications? Why do we care about, or why do you, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like what would I use this for? If I want to create an image of a fake person, I can think of it for marketing stuff for sure, but is there any other use for that?
I mean, there's shady use as far as like spam and
Sure.
bot accounts, and as well as, I mean, there's for video generation, obviously it will be
Yeah.
used in movies in the future,
Video stuff I get.
which
Yeah.
people have, different takes on that. They're like, you're gonna not hire creators, and it's a different kind of creation, a different kind of art for sure,
Hmm.
and people will still get into acting because they're not going to replace humans fully. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if people will use the full tool of a full video generation or a generator, or if they can use it just to touch up. Like, for instance, when they want to do a bit of CGI, if this will, I mean, this already is improving CGI to make, I mean,
Yeah.
for instance, when an actor dies or something and they need to
Mm.
fill in the last few scenes, things like that, this should definitely improve that, which is,
Mm.
you know, but I don't know how often they'll use the full generation. unless someone just wants to create their own movie using nothing but AI prompts, in which case, go for it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, people are going for it. I think it's super interesting to like look at how AI is impacting different industries. So I think that this stuff is way more just like entertainment and marketing, um,
For now.
versus some of
Yeah.
the other industries. Yeah, for now. Yeah. Or at least from my limited understanding of it. I'm still trying to figure out all of the applications. So,
Mm,
and the one I was looking at besides those three that you listed off was Haper. Um, I think that's how you say it,
happier.
Haper or Hyper. I don't know, Haiper. Anyway, just another text to video one that I was playing around with, and that's the one that did not know what a pogo stick was, but thank you for making sure that there is an AI model out there that does know what a pogo stick is. I appreciate
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
ChatGPT for the win.
Woohoo.
Did you do you know if that one's open or closed source?
I don't remember. I know I looked at it, but I think it's closed, but I'm probably totally wrong.
Epic.
I know, super epic. So that's some of the just like the list stuff, the updates. I'm excited to talk about that fun little hot topic you were telling me about earlier. For our probably biggest AI flop, bigger than my pogo stick fail.
Oh, my thing is the
Yeah,
flop.
your thing, yeah.
Just because they got caught. I mean, otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. Because they got caught. You can't, what? Yeah,
So if you use AI but you don't get caught, then not a flop. Um,
exactly.
yeah, I mean it's just it's very obvious that it's AI is being used in politics. Um, a specific campaign put out a photo of a crowd of fans surrounding a plane that just landed. Um, and then it was later revealed by the opposite political side that there was no fans and this was AI generated. I think they generated the fans and not the plane itself because the plane looked real. But I think they generated the fans in front of it because when you looked closely at the plane, you could see in the reflection of the engine and the body of the plane that there was like one worker standing there and not a crowd of people on that side of the plane. So, yeah, it was just people were pointing it out as AI and starting to look into other photos that are being posted of the crowds of stadiums and just seeing if how much is faked. And so far, not really much else besides that. That one I think is the only one that was actually shared out by the political party itself. Obviously, people are putting out fake AI photos and being like, "This isn't even real," and someone's like, "Yeah, no one shared it out. You just generated
Right.
that yourself."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's being used as more of an attack than anything, but it's shady to not know if
Well,
it's an actual
right?
crowd of people.
And you were telling me about how they were like looking at this picture and there's like the classic things like hands that don't look like
That
hands.
one arm that's
Someone's,
kind of going through someone else's head, and you're like, eh.
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
not
like stuff
much.
like
Like
that.
I had to look at it a lot because a lot it's
Sure.
AI is getting so good that you can
Oh,
just
yeah,
stare at it for a while and be like, this looks so real. All the hands have 5 fingers. How do you do that?
sure, sure.
But
But it cracks
it's
me up. I'm like, what a
still
silly move to, you're not gonna help your
in front of
cause
a
there
plane
when you're
too.
like,
Like
just gonna
they'd
post
let a
something and,
crowd of people be on the runway to surround this plane
okay, sure. I
with
don't know
the
any of that stuff. Yeah,
vice president.
sure,
I don't know. It seemed unnatural, so I think that's why people were scrutinizing it.
sure.
But
Yeah, yeah.
you want to talk about AI movies?
Well, I was just thinking about that because of the video generated stuff. Just, continuing along the lines of scenes from movies being made with AI and what that looks like and how that's gonna
It's
change
being
the
It's being
jobs.
used in like for YouTubers, and I think that's the coolest
Sure.
place is that movies should stay movies like that. They should be left to cinema and Hollywood, and
Yeah.
that should be
Okay.
actors and that should be real. And if you want to make a movie that's more AI than not, make it on a different platform or in a different way. Like you don't have to, obviously, this doesn't have to be a regulated thing, but like YouTubers are putting out um analog horror and like creepy pasta and basically these like horror shorts where they're like in a tunnel. It's kind of the backrooms. The backrooms is an example, and there's these like shows that are honestly interesting. They have a ton of lore, they have a fan base, and whether it's horror or it's a different kind of genre, to be able to use AI to make entire rooms, entire like the person walk, maybe even all of the video
Yeah.
is basically AI generated, but you create the story, the characters, the writing. It's still creative, and it's not like robbing someone of their actor rights. It's instead just allowing a lot more people to create higher quality and more content. Where'd you go? What do you got down there? Like a
Got a
child?
child. He's a little angry. Sorry, but back to the movie stuff you were talking about. Yeah, no, anyway, I think I'm on the same page as you. I think that's super cool that people are using it for YouTube and just, I
Like
mean, if you can make something entertaining with it, if you can make something like,
totally. I
yeah,
want to use it because it's like I would happily act in something. The guy that made the Backrooms, Kane. Oh no, I'm gonna forget his name. Anyway, he's creating a new series, or he did create a new series, and it was mostly like generated. I don't know if it was AI generated, but it was at least it was generated video. It wasn't real video until he like fell into the real world, and then he was the one acting. And so it's kind of this fun mix. But I would love to just be able to create an entire series and know that I don't have to act or find a friend that's willing to be on camera and go through all that process, but instead can just create it all digitally. That would be so cool.
right. I gotta learn how to put more of those pieces together because so far I've been limited to just, I've been experimenting with, you make the 2-second clip, right? So
Right.
putting something large
But
together like
that's
that,
kind of what they do is they take like a 10-second clip and then they put it
yeah.
through generator, edit this bit, change that bit, throw it in another generator, keep changing it until it looks really realistic. So it's a lot of steps. It'll get better and better and be less steps, but right now it's a lot of steps to be able to get a final product, but it is just kind of 10-second, 20-second clips.
Sure. Crazy.
Do you want to thank the listeners?
Thank you, listeners. That's what I got. Okay.
Flawless.
Um,
All right.
Thank you. But yeah, so shorter podcast, quick updates, but interesting stuff. Especially the political stuff. It's just crazy to me
It's
that
just drama. I love it.
people would
No
think
matter what side you're
exactly,
on.
but that people would think they'd get away with that. It's like, guys. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
All right.
All
See
right.
you next week.